Phil Stutz. Life lessons, English learning, and the power of the mind. Imagine sitting across from a man who has spent decades helping people overcome fear, doubt, and anxiety. A man who believes that action, not just talk, can transform your life. This is Phil Stutz, one of the world's most respected psychiatrists and the man behind a revolutionary approach to therapy. His life's work has influenced countless people, including Hollywood star Jonah Hill, who made a documentary about him. But before Stutz became a famous therapist, he was just a boy growing up in New York, trying to make sense of the world.
Before we dive deeper into Phil Stutz's story, let's take a quick look at some important words and phrases we've already heard. Decades. This means a period of 10 years. Stutz has worked for decades, meaning he has many years of experience. Overcome. This verb means to successfully deal with a problem or challenge. If you overcome fear, you stop being controlled by it. Revolutionary. If something is revolutionary, it is new, exciting, and brings big change. Stutz's therapy methods are revolutionary because they focus on taking action instead of just talking. Now, back to the story.
Phil Stutz was born in 1947 in Manhattan, New York. Growing up in a busy city, he quickly learned that life moves fast and you have to keep up. But childhood wasn't easy. Stutz faced challenges that would later shape his approach to therapy. He lost his father when he was young, an experience that made him think deeply about suffering and how people deal with pain. Despite the hardships, he was determined to succeed. He studied at City College of New York and later attended New York University Medical School. It was there that he discovered his passion for psychiatry, the study of the human mind and emotions.
Let's pause here to talk about some useful English expressions. Keep up. This means to move at the same speed as something or someone else. For example, life moves fast and you have to keep up. You can also say, I can't keep up with all my emails. Shape his approach. This means to influence the way he thinks or does things. Stutz's childhood experiences shaped his approach to therapy, meaning they influenced how he helps others. Determined to succeed. This phrase means that someone is focused and won't give up until they reach their goal. You can say, she was determined to succeed in her career. Now, let's continue with Phil Stutz's journey.
After medical school, Stutz began working as a prison psychiatrist at Rikers Island, one of the toughest prisons in the United States. It was here that he realized something important. Many traditional therapy methods didn't work in extreme situations. People needed practical tools, not just long conversations. This realization led Stutz to develop the tools, a set of techniques designed to help people take control of their lives quickly. These tools focus on action rather than analysis. Instead of simply understanding your fears, you take steps to move past them. His approach became famous in the therapy world, and soon he moved to Los Angeles, where he began working with actors, directors, and writers who struggled with anxiety, self-doubt, and creative blocks.
This part of the story gives us some great English learning opportunities. Realized. This verb means to suddenly understand something. Stutz realized that traditional therapy wasn't enough. You can also say, I just realized I forgot my keys. Take control. This phrase means to become responsible for something. Stutz helped people take control of their fears. You can also say, I need to take control of my spending habits. Move past. This means to stop being affected by something negative. Instead of staying stuck in fear, Stutz helps people move past it. Now, let's see how his methods changed lives, including the life of a famous actor.
One of Stutz's most well-known clients is Jonah Hill. The actor, famous for his roles in comedies and dramas, struggled with anxiety and self-doubt. When he met Stutz, everything changed. Jonah Hill was so inspired by Stutz's techniques that he decided to make a documentary about him. The film, simply called Stutz, was released in 2022 on Netflix. It's not just a film about therapy. It's a conversation between two people who have built a deep friendship. In the documentary, Stutz shares his most powerful tools, including 1. The reversal of desire, a technique to overcome fear by moving towards discomfort instead of avoiding it. 2. The shadow, a method for dealing with self-doubt and past regrets. 3. The maze, a way to escape endless overthinking and take action. These ideas became incredibly popular, and people around the world started using Stutz's techniques to improve their lives.
Here are some more useful English expressions from this part of the story. Struggled with. This means to have difficulty with something. Jonah Hill struggled with anxiety, meaning he had a hard time dealing with it. Simply called. This phrase is used when a name is basic but meaningful. The documentary is simply called Stutz. You can also say, she wrote a book simply called Hope. Deal with. This means to manage or handle a problem. Stutz teaches people how to deal with fear. You can also say, I need to deal with this problem at work. Now, let's wrap up the story.
Today, Phil Stutz is recognized as one of the most innovative therapists in the world. His life has been dedicated to helping people understand that taking action is the key to overcoming challenges. Whether through his books, his therapy sessions, or the documentary Stutz, his message remains the same. You are not stuck. You have the power to move forward.
Let's finish with a final English tip. The phrase, you are not stuck, is an example of a negative contraction in English. Instead of saying, you are not stuck, we can say, you aren't stuck. Negative contractions make your speech sound more natural. I am not sure. I'm not sure. He is not ready. He isn't ready. They are not coming. They aren't coming. So, next time you speak English, try using contractions to sound more fluent.
And that brings us to the end of Phil Stutz's incredible journey. A man who turned his own struggles into tools that help millions. What lesson will you take from his story?
And what new English words or phrases did you learn today? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, you are not stuck.